short story by Bernice Friesen told in first person singular and in the present tense. This story begins with the narrator, Charlene, stating that she's impatiently waiting to finish school and get out of her dull hometown. Charlene faces a persistent conflict as she would like to pursue her dream of traveling to Europe after school, but knows that this will not meet her father's pressing expectation of her to attend university. Charlene finds a relatable situation when her brother comes home from school, only to confess that he skipped his exams and dropped out of university to go plant trees for the summer. This does not go over well with their father, especially considering that Charlene's brother is already considered a disappointment to him. The argument results in Charlene's brother running away, and when Charlene runs after him, they end up having a short conversation that she fears could be their last. After this conversation, her brother gets on the bus out of town, and Charlene is inspired to one day do the same and pursue her dream to run away to Europe despite her father's wishes. This story is written by author Bernice Friesen. She was born in Rosthern, Saskatchewan, and grew up on her grandparents' farmhouse. She trained as a printmaker at the University of Saskatchewan and has pursued many careers, including an art studio lab assistant, an art gallery educator, as well as a teacher at Sage Hill Writing Experience for Teens. She is now a fiction editor working for Rhubarb magazine. The one major theme throughout this novel is pressures to conform. Both Charlene and Greg are under considerable amounts of pressure, as their father is making it very difficult for them to follow any path other than the one that he insists on. Charlene is influenced not only by her father, but also by her oldest brother, who is her father's ideal family role model, since he has graduated law school at university. Exactly the thing that Charlene would not like to do. Imagery is used at some of the most intense parts of this story, such as during the beginning of the dinner table argument when Charlene says, "It's time for me to start sliding under the table so I won't get hit by any stray exploding brain cells." Here, the author is using imagery as a way to emphasize her father's rage. Taking a look at the plot in this story, you will see the initial conflict begin when Greg comes home and therefore must face his parents with his new plans. The rising action is triggered when the family dinner gets off to a bad start because Greg first reveals he is a vegetarian and refuses to eat the steak on his plate. They then move on to discuss Greg's grades, which leads into the climax. This is when Greg tells his dad all of his new plans, which don't include university. This then results in a tense argument, leading to Greg leaving the house with his possessions. The falling action occurs when Charlene follows Greg to the bus stop. Here they have a heart-to-heart and learn to finally understand each other. The story comes to a conclusion with the resolution when Charlene states that one day she will run away to Europe and pursue her dream despite her father's wishes. The main character, Charlene, is the protagonist in the story. She is full of ambition as she sees her small town as a place of sheer boredom, but is constantly looking past that and anticipating what she can do with the future. She is a dynamic character as she overcomes the conflict in choosing between her dream and her father's dream by finding inspiration through her brother Greg. Charlene's mother is mostly portrayed as the peacemaker in the family, not taking either side in the conflict, whereas her father, Jack, is the antagonist, since he is the one holding her back from her dream. Jack is portrayed as a static character as he holds an opinion through the story and refuses to adapt to his family's wishes. Charlene's oldest brother, Dennis, is only briefly mentioned as the ideal child in the family, while Greg is a static character who stays strong to his opinion and displays acts of bravery and independence, becoming a role model for Charlene. The story takes place in Grassbank, a small town most likely near Alberta, since all the children are to attend the University of Alberta. The main events take place around dinner time in April, and assumingly around the 1970s, because that's the time when the environmental movement occurred. Greg's character, being a vegetarian with long hair and a passion for the environment, suggests that the story took place during the hippie era, which would also imply that it was during the 1960s to 70s. What's really ironic throughout this entire story is the central conflict revolves around Jack's demand for his children to attend university. Yet he himself did not attend university and simply had his future handed to him in inheritance from his father.